In music, there are 12 notes, and they're designated the letters A through G, and we also have what's called sharps and flats. Let's just think about sharps first. So every note has a sharp except for B and E. So that means that our 12 notes are A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, and G sharp, okay? Now, for getting down your notes on your guitar, what I have my students do is I'm going to show you a couple of approaches. First, just getting to know on one string. So just take your low E string and start counting up. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. Notice this is my 12th fret. Notice that at the 12th fret, I'm back at E, the same note that I had at the open. That's called the octave. Okay, so that would be E at the next octave. And from there, it just starts over. So you're going E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. So it's just the same notes starting over at the next octave, okay? So keep counting your notes like that and naming them, and that helps you get it down. That also helps you think through it correctly, because a lot of times people do things where they're going A sharp, C, things like that. And so this just helps you mull it out in your mind. If you want to think about flats, well, a flat is the same thing, just going in the reverse direction when you're going down. And so when you think about E, instead of it being D sharp right here, it'd be E flat. And so then D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, and then E. So sharps and flats are really the same thing. So for example, F sharp is the same note as G flat, or A sharp is the same note as B flat. Okay, so you can take this approach of just getting to know it on one string for your low E string. And this is really handy for things like when you're doing your bar chords, for example, you know what key you're in, or when you're doing scales, you know what your starting note is. From there, once you get that down, just try going to the next string, your A string. And then you do the same thing, just starting with A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, G sharp. Back at A. Again, I'm at A at the 12th fret at the next octave. Most of you will have 2 dots on your 12th fret. That's where the octave is, okay? So for whatever string that you're naming your notes on, just start with whatever note the open is, okay? If you don't know your opens, they're E, A, D, G, B, E. Again, E, A, D, G, B, E. And an acronym you can use for that is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, okay? Another approach is to just name the notes on the first fret of each string. So you can think F, A sharp, D sharp, G sharp, C, and then F, and then try coming back with it. F, C, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and then F. Once you get that down, then just move on to the 2nd fret, okay? And at first you'll probably find yourself thinking, okay, the open's E, so the first fret must be F, the open's A, so it must be A sharp. Everybody goes through this process, but once you get it to where you really have it memorized and you can just go F, A sharp, and so on, then you should think about moving on to your 2nd fret. In which case, you'll probably do something similar and think, okay, well, the first fret was F, so the 2nd fret is F sharp, and so on. So it's good to take these 2 approaches where one of them I was going up the string, taking more of a horizontal approach, and then the other one I'm going up the different strings and taking more of a vertical approach, okay? So this is a couple of ways that you can look at getting to know your notes.